Talofa, and welcome back to another episode of the 135 Footy Show, proudly part of the WesWes Network. You can go check us out on the website, weswesnet.com. You'll find us, all our other podcasts and articles from the whole team. One of the, what do you call yourself now, man? You still a WesWes journalist, or you still doing articles, mate? Been a while.
Of course,
a lot of articles and planning.
Movie reviewer. A lot of half-ass written articles. Man.
Good to have you back.
Sure.
Hello, bro. Been good, bro. Missed you on the pod. Like, been a hard few weeks. Like, you guys have been up and down. We'll get into your team, but good to see a brave showing from the boys, as well as you being brave to front the camera and the team on the podcast. Also, good to have you back, mate. Where you been? Busy.
Nah, I've been around, bro. I've been busy, and it's been good to jump on some series review ones with the Usos on returns. But yeah, bro. It's been can't wait to get back into it, bro. Missed a few weeks of talking footy. There's been a lot to unpack.
Mate, a lot can happen in a week, and you've been off a couple.
Like the fall of the Wars.
So much has changed.
The slide.
What we said was an easy run home.
Views about what's happening there.
We'll get into that and all of the rest about what's
Panic stations
and the ladder. Early days, mate. There's still a lot of footy to be played. But let's jump back to the weekend that was. Let's kick off with your all eyes, mate. Let's start with the good stuff. What stood out to you over the weekend?
So mine comes from the Dolphins Roosters game on Saturday night. And my all eyes on me player and moment goes to Spencer Lenius. Not only the try he scored, bro, but just his energy and his he just really played the villain, man, and gave it to the Dolphins front row, the forwards. It was pretty high drama, man, that game, that first half. The Dolphins were right into it. Right into it. You wouldn't think so at 64-12. But the opening 20 minutes, man, was high octane, bro.
And Spencer.
Spencer, and it started with that. Bro. But he was giving it to the crowd, but that mainly that followed that second try, bro. That they all he didn't like it. He didn't like it, which is surprising because he's one of New South Wales, and he's had a pretty bizarre Origin series as well. He was a bit quiet in game 3, but he was giving it to us in game 1 and 2. But I just like his energy, man, and what he brings. It really sparks the team up. And the fucking crack up moment was when he got the Simon. He was the cause. He was the cause of that whole thing by squaring up to Roifoi Tafa. What's his first name? Also All Blacks.
Come on, All Blacks.
All Blacks Tafa. And even just the battle as well. Throw that guy in there. Kurt Donohoe at and last man down there, number 13. It was a pretty cool opening exchanges by a couple of firebrands, bro. Spencer, you always need a uluka in your pack, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, say again?
There's a lot of feeling out there. Like right from the kickoff, I think that was probably the biggest thing for the Dolphins. They've had they've been looking real good, and you can kind of see the rise. I don't think they're already like the Roosters are gone, man. Like they've done it before. Trent Robinson knows this time of the year and what he expects.
Well,
and so they're starting to turn it on. They came
Roosters
with attitude.
Dangerous.
The Dolphins I think that's where the Dolphins are like. So why you guys want to try and just give people a hiding? But they came with attitude like, hey man, we're here to play. We're here to smash, guys. And so, man.
They were missing a few from their pack. If you look at their starting props for the Dolphins, they didn't have their top lineup, bro. They were missing quite a few. Fusi,
Yeah, that's right. He's out for a couple more
Yeah,
weeks.
I don't know. They'll be disappointed because they've been looking really well, really good up until that point.
Yeah.
And that Roosters one actually did us Broncos fans a favor. It just kept them at bay a little bit. Because if Dolphins were to win that one, they probably would have overtaken Broncos would have dropped down to 7th. So it's a real logjam there in the ladder. But it was apart from that, the game was one-sided after that, eh? Cool. But all eyes on me moment, bro. Spencer Leniu, just that, especially that squaring up because he knows you can't throw a punch, eh? So we get a lot of this showboating.
Exactly. We'll get into that in our headlines. But nice call out, like especially for Tor, like just seeing him at this level, he's exciting. Like just that firebrand, but like I mentioned, he reminds me of Roger in his prime. Eh? This guy didn't just stay loyal to rugby union. Well, imagine Roger, they say, Polynesian, just with the headgear and just run hard, Malo, and just. But yeah, I like what he's bringing at the moment. So I like your all eyes. I had a few honourable mentions. It was hard to choose, but over the weekend, Kaea was huge for the doggies. Like just the level headed that he's bringing to that team, just his leadership as well. Like he's looking real amazing. Just the things he's doing for that team, and that side of the field. So he was close. Eyez as well. Like just his offloads were killing the Warriors. So just his busyness, like just what he's been doing throughout the season, and just the consistency. But I went with Xavier Coates, just his attitude over that game, and he was trying heaps, and like he's just a threat. So I think I don't know, it got a bit heated with him and Benga too. Like I don't know what was going on there. If he was just getting annoyed, and I don't know what else Benga's meant to do. You've got to stop him. So if he goes early, what else he's supposed to do? So. Yeah, there's a bit of feeling there, but yeah, I'll go with Coach. Just the attitude he took, just the runs that he's making. So he seems to be kind of getting back into good form. I think he's probably taking it personal. He missed those Origin, opportunities as well. He wasn't there through injury, so good to see him coming back. So I thought, like in a probably an ugly Storm game, he looked really good. Just starting to warm into this time of the season. So that was my all eyes. Your Kaea Kele, bro. On the flip side, what stood out as your Kaea Kele over the weekend?
I'd have to be go back to that moment again from Spencer when he squared up with Tuffa. For the results from that was and who was the ref that they
officiating
was what's his name?
Jared
mate?
Sutton. Jared Sutton. Yeah.
So he fucking ends up simbining all 4 players, bro. Francis Molo, Oblix Tuffa, Spencer Leniu, no Fahu White. And for me, it should be Spencer Leniu and it should be no Fahu White. Because Spencer Leniu squares up but to Oblix, but Oblix doesn't even have a chance to defend himself. Because if Spencer came up to you like that during the game and squared up, I think you'd be well entitled to throw a jab or to act fast and protect yourself. Because you saw how he came up, eh? Like he was bobbing and weaving. Hey, you don't even know. You're not sure if he's going to throw one yet. But they didn't even get a chance, old Oblix, bro. And you can see him start to square up. But then Nova comes in fucking scragdolls him from the back. So he deserves to go to 10. Oblix Tuffa, bro, like I said, gets ragdolled by Nova White. Didn't even get a chance. He did nothing. Francis Molo, I don't even know what the fuck the poor Uso Tatoko did. Because nothing stands out to me what he did. So, Jared Sutton, man, give yourself an uppercut. The Kaea Kele and he was just doing it to square it up, bro. But we can see the evidence. There's no evidence there for Oblix Tuffa or Francis Molo to go to 10. So I thought that was poor officiating. Give it to Spencer for causing it, starting the drama. And no for White. And that's why another reason why I gave my all eyes to Spencer, because he had it all, bro. He had a try, he had a sin bin, he had a fucking melee, a fight. It was a mean game from him. But I just thought that incident, Jared Sutton was pretty soft there.
Nice, was good. Interesting call out there. Let's stay there for a bit, just around that. So just before the call he made, like, you're right, and I guess the coach and even the young Katoa kind of backed it up too. Like, well, what are we supposed to do? This guy's running his mouth. So I get it. Like, running his mouth, it's like, well, yeah, they just scored on you guys, so you guys can try and do your best to smash them, but if you get scored on, so I get that. And then I guess he's seeing like All Blacks, so he's just trying to bait him into that. So I don't know. I saw it a bit different because I look at the Fahu White, looking at All Blacks like, you don't need this. So he kind of grabs him, and then when the All Blacks, so you see a lunge, and I think he pulls him out of it. And then Molo just sees that pulling him out of it, so he tries to defend All Blacks. But yeah, very much penciling you instigating it. But what do they do? So the extension of this is what? How do you give the refs back the control? Because you like the flip side is what you see at the moment, where every player, the ball, the hooker's got his hands up, like, oh, ref, get him out of the ruck, and so every player's coming up to the ref. Like, what happened to one captain talking? Now everyone has a say in it. Oh, ref, go to challenge it. You're not the captain. Oh, tell the captain. And so it's just so much happening. So I guess for me, maybe falls too much. But when did the refs blow the 10 for talking too much? Because everyone seems to be milking it for the ref, or they play. You got to wait, stay down, wait for the replay, and then the ref has to wait for the bunker to intervene.
You know what could fix all this?
How does he gain control back?
All this dissent and all this like talking shit to each other on the field, the two teams, without any repercussion. Bring in the punch, but
bring back the punch.
if you initiate, then that's a sin bin. But it's dealt with it then and there. Sin bin, you won't have to answer any match review committee, and so you don't have that added fear of missing games through suspension for throwing a punch. But I think you should put the onus on the players. Like, okay, if you're going to throw a punch, you'll get sin bin. But I think a lot of players, because I think there's still room in the game to, if you fucking say you come grand final and Nathan Cleary's smashing it, you go up to someone and sort of put this guy out, let this guy out, take one for the team.
Exactly, you're in the same argument. You're the very other point. Is that how do you avoid? I'm gonna get my sin bin, but I've taken out the key guy in the game. I've done my job, but there's no match review committee gonna come tell me, "Hey, you just took out the best player in the game for 3 games. It's time to play the final now."
How do you think it'll go? Who are the props that you think would not back down to each other? Definitely Spencer.
Definitely Spencer's not backing down to anyone.
He can throw them, mate.
Well, that's the thing. You got to look at the guys who actually going to throw back. So Mo Futueka, like Tino's level-headed. He's big enough, but he won't throw back. He's smart enough. Whereas Mo will throw back.
I think you got to find these firebrands.
Marju's running in from the wing, and he's pushing. And
another one that I think's toned it down a bit is Fish. Like Fish Harris would never
be a bit more calculated.
Would never be the type of prop that Payne Haas would be. Even the talent, but he's honest on defense, and he's honest on attack. Like he's honest on attack, but yet on defense he can really pull out. He can pull out real inspirational stuff. And he's another one that's when he first came on the scene, bro. He was like treating that fine line of being that real ulukai. And when I say ulukai, I mean in a good way, bro. For all those Samoans out there, like to me, it kind of means like a little bit loose cannon that someone you'd never run to
for their own welfare.
We can just cut you in half, bro. But every now and then let it slip up, and it's one of these players, bro. And you always have to have one in the pack. But yeah, bro, I don't know, bro. I think the thing that sucks for me is this: you just get a lot of time wasting now. It's all cuddles. Let's come in and no one can throw anything, bro. But that would put an end to all of this wasted talk, chit chat on the field. Because back in the days, you run your mouth, boom, you'll wear one on the chin.
A quick one around this similar topic, but just kind of diverting onto just gamesmanship, like that Jaden Campbell, like just a couple over the face. But he doesn't stay down. He doesn't milk it. He just gets up and plays the ball. But they
I
show the
forgot to throw it
replay.
in. Who's your Kaea Kele anyway? Did you say yours? Because him getting tackled during just when he was about to score the try, that should have been up there as well. Just made me a reminder, Jaden Campbell. You see that one when
I
the
didn't
Trout
have
caught him?
a specific Kaea Kele. Yeah. Well, that's the other part of that game too. Like there's a few shockers there, but I guess specifically that the staying down, and I don't like it even in the Warriors. There's a few like I don't know if they're genuine, but there are a few repeat
Absolutely, they're the
offenders,
best ones at it,
and
bro.
I don't
The
like
Warriors,
it.
there's a lot of actors there.
But I don't like it, and so to see Jaden Campbell go down and just play on, good. But if that's to get them into the 8, what is it? That's in the fate of their hands, and Des watches the 8 slip away. Like it's not the conversation, so it doesn't matter. But if like Des has been real good about it, like does it change the result? I'm not sure. But man, like if other teams are doing,
I think
it,
it'll change
is
come
it a
finals time.
gamesmanship thing?
I think you start seeing it now.
It
A lot
has
of
to.
play-ons.
Yeah.
A lot of these
Yeah,
stay
and I guess
down
they
guys.
just need to because
You're starting
but
to see a lot of
that,
refs
like,
playing on.
yeah, and it's good because it just disadvantages their team when they stay down. They slow their own ruck down. Cool. Yeah, you touched on it, bro. Let's go into our topics. So, you mentioned it and you had a laugh, but also the reality: can the Waz get back into the top 4? We talked about them having a really probably a favourable run home. Them and Canberra probably having 2 of the best run at home. Can they get back into the top 4? They dropped out of it this weekend, but even then, can they remain in the 8? So the magic number is 32. The Warriors sit on 30 with 12 wins. So they kind of go 32 points or 13 wins in the season. And what was a favorable draw is the way a lot of these teams have been playing is changing. Defined. Like I guess that's how the season's been. And so a lot of these teams now have had the time together and have had those combinations. We'll touch on it probably when we go through the games, but the Dragons, like Flanagan, everyone's going, oh, you're letting the coach's son just play. That's just because it's your son. But now that he's had 10 games together with King Tonga, they've had enough time to build that combination, and they're starting to look like what they've done over the last couple weekends. And that's kind of been the Dragons are there or thereabouts team. And it just takes time. And now these guys have had 10 weeks together, are starting to look half decent. And this is I thank them now because I look at the Warriors like just since Metcalf, like there's no kind of guessing where we kind of started to shift, and just those combinations. And I think it has been like, yes, injuries, but settling. And I think that's where Webster wants to settle and build that combination, because it's unfortunately Tamaida got that head knock again and is going to miss this week. And so the amount of time for these guys to get, combinations and time under their belt is getting real short. Your thoughts? Keeping in the 4, moving.
Yeah, answer to your question, Urs. Can the Warriors make the 4? Yeah, I think so, bro. If purely on the math side of it, if you look at the Panthers' draw, so they got you by 1 point, but they've got a tough draw, bro. They got Storm, Raiders, Bulldogs coming up, and then Dragons. So they might not even score another point. If that happens, it gives the Warriors a good chance to. If the Panthers lose this weekend, then there's a good opportunity for the Warriors, either the Raiders or the Sharks game, to overtake them. Like I said, it's all mathematical. On the field, it's question marks, bro. They probably come. They probably the odds get a bit longer now in my mind in the race. They're probably them and the Broncos are now similar due to injuries. It pulls them back out of that race. The genuine teams, for me, would be Doggies, Storm, Panthers. Just for now, like those. And the Raiders. Sorry, obviously the Raiders, the most consistent team all year. They'll be. They definitely deserved short old favourites just for the consistency all year. But I think the Raiders are still unknown at that level at finals. I see it. We'll really see if they got what it takes. But yeah, I just think now the Warriors, they got a lot more questions than answers, bro. Especially with Tomato and Martin in there. They got the talent. I think the bro Chance would have to go at 5'8". But what do, bro? Do you stick there with him and Chanel Harris? Do you bring in Tana Vellini? I don't know, bro. Is that where you want to put your premiership hopes on? Tana Vellini or what? I don't know. So the loss of especially Metcalf earlier really did set them back, and I just don't think they're playing very. What's with the football's not the same as they were playing earlier in the year, bro. I think they've just little kind of gone not down, results wise, but I just think we're not saying this is the same impetus. I think now teams are really marking up hard on the edges, especially these athletic young Usos like Raimonga and the likes, bro. Halasima, sorry. These guys, you keep the forwards quiet, bro. There's nothing too much out wide to that the Warriors have in terms of firepower to really fire shots on teams, but that, without being disrespectful, just in terms of the higher quality teams. You're seeing these teams like Storm and that all these class players now starting to come to the forefront. But Eels, you know what it's like, bro. They're in the finals, they're in the 8, and if they stay in the 4, they got a chance. That's all they need.
Nice. Like it, mate. Keeping the faith. I agree. There's enough signs there. And with the draw, so I guess those combinations. I look, and we'll probably touch on the game that happened over the weekend, but I think with Tamari out, we have to settle on Tana and Chanel Harris Tavita. I think they need to just get that combination working. You've got 4 weeks left in the regular season.
And Charles at the back? Or would you leave Picky there?
I said I like them more there. I like Chance there with Picky just for those meters. I think it is a different format, like the way that
so Chance at centre.
Yeah. I think they still need to kind of get some combinations. So these are
you don't put your number one fullback there at the back. So to you, Picky is your number one fullback.
At the moment, he has to be. Well, we need to kind of get some more speed in the centres until we get our centres back from injury. I think Aratoa is probably still a few weeks away. And again, it's combinations, so he's going to need some time to get back into that. But I guess you mentioned it as well, just those edges. It's a very different way we're playing. So kind of keeping that pressure, when we're having those defensive. So I was saying it earlier in the year, like in the middle of the field and the offloads, that's where we get killed and a lot of our defensive patterns kind of fall out. But line defense is a lot better. But that seems to be falling away, and so I think it's just that speed, especially against centres. Like again, just injuries and other teams, getting form. Like Stephen Crichton is not. You can't even say how you miss that. That's just Stephen Crichton. So it doesn't matter who you put there. That's Stephen Crichton unless he puts on So yeah, I guess you got to trust in what they're doing. So I think a lot of the season now is trusting in the game plans, trusting in what Webster's working with, and just getting them time to get those reps, because that's the reality. Like we haven't got the other players available, so it's interesting. Probably won't go into too much, but kind of what the doggies done. Everyone's kind of like, if it's not broke, why fix it? So they're very much similar kind of placings with the Warriors at the time when they started making all these Lockie Galvin moves. And it's like, bro, Toby Sexton's ripping up. What are you guys up to? So I don't know if that's just good understanding of Serrata. Him and Webster in that same kind of mold from the Panthers system knows what it takes to build a championship team. And so maybe Serrata kind of looked at, Sexton and just the length of the competition and made that call. So again, we've had this headache of all these halves for a very long time, and I guess that's where Webby kind of looks at it as well. It's a long season, and this is the reality. So kind of something we had a headache with early in the season, very much like the Broncos, holding a whole bunch of halves and trying to figure out what you do with them. And now, tragedy that you can't really explain. It's kind of like, cool, now how do we get them to work and get the right combinations working so we can give them time together working in those patterns. So I like it. I like Chance there. Just speed, and it's something, a familiar role for him. Something I thought they'd do earlier in the season. So I mean, Rogers doing wonders on the wing too. So it's hard to say, well, Rogers your best fullback. That was me. Like, that's something I've been protesting for a long time. Put Roger at the back. Put Roger at the back. So yeah, maybe they look at how we can get meters, but right now, Rogers doing exactly what Lomax did when he got put on the wing, like just damaging from wherever he is, as long as he's on the field. We'll break down kind of a little bit more on that game, but yeah, I think the Panthers are looking real good, and I guess the history and like how they've kind of put together a season. They're 9 on the trot now. I think they've got the record, or they were going on a 13-run streak. But yeah, I don't know whether they need a reset, but that's a real hard run for them, which opens the door again for the Warriors with a couple of these games coming up too. They don't get any easier with what teams have been doing. So heaps more exciting games to see. Back in your neck of the woods, mate, the Rabbitohs putting off an amazing upset before they came out for the game against the Titans. Man, probably one of the most exciting wooden schooners you've seen in a long time. The Rabbits heading into Coolangatta Airport over there in the Gold Coast, mate. Your cops are just pulling up footy players, mate. What's that about? It's pretty embarrassing for the players, mate.
Whoa! What is this? You got the scoop? You got the scoop?
Heavy-handed there, mate. Heavy-handed in Coolangatta, mate. Like, I don't like the treatment I got when I arrived in Coolangatta. I don't know what's going on.
Man, what's going on here? What's going on here? And this guy just started a job,
Brandon Smith.
He just got to the Rabbitohs, So what are you must thinking? This guy's
into the team,
fresh to the joint. We're going to our away game, and over here, sir. Which I've done that little walk a lot of times, bro. When you enter the GC airport, mate, and
nice.
Everyone's coming in, all happy faces, happy to be home, and then someone stands in front of you. So, just over here, please, sir. Those chit chats just to make sure that you tick the right boxes on your stat card.
Frisk him.
I don't know what's going on with old mate here. I don't know why you're asking me about it. Yeah, I heard it. I read the same story, bro. But what's your theory behind it, also?
Oh, I was just asking. No. You're close to the Gold Coast, man. I thought you had the scoop on the streets, man. You guys got some problems with Brandon Smith, or checking in with your local authorities, man.
Was that like some random, or has he been approached because of Paston? What did you do last time you came into the GC, mate?
Yeah, exactly. Why do the police just randomly stop rugby? Well, that's the thing. So I don't know what's up. Maybe it's to try and scare someone else who's watching. Because that's a rugby league player. That's a very high profile guy. Like, it's okay when they do it to us because no one knows who we are, no one cares. So when you have someone coming with
That's
the team,
nothing, bro. They're trying to make something out of nothing.
There's better ways. Yeah, exactly. You're trying to make something out of nothing. Why would you do that? Like, there's other ways to do it. Or that he's in town now. Like, cool, we'll catch up with him after the game or something. But it's like right at the airport with the other people. Like, oh, I don't know, you coming? Oh, you guys.
Now, if the man got arrested, then that's a whole nother kettle of fish, right?
Yeah,
but it's not a story, man. It's just, excuse me, sir, over here. But they wanna, because of he is who he is. It makes a little bit of noise, but I don't really care. If they did a story out of all the Kiwis that get stopped at GC Airport, it'll be a fucking long pokolame, mate. He's not the first. That's probably
he ain't the last. The story was about. All right, before we get into your Broncos game, just a final DCE that we'll probably touch on that game a little bit, but just his form, like after he got dropped from the Origin team, like he's had glimpses. We just haven't seen him really click. And I don't know if that maybe that's unfair to him because the Manly pack have been struggling with a lot of injuries up the front too to give him go for the ball. But apparently that Roosters contract that he's not a thing yet hasn't been registered with the NRL. So what's to stop the Roosters doing a backflip on him? Because it's a hard game. Like we always say, like how the clubs screw over these players.
Bro, after, I know it's only the Dolphins, I say that respectfully because they're in and around, but that performance on the weekend, in the age of, Sam Walker, bro, he's coming to the peak of his powers.
Yeah.
So you ain't bringing DCE to be your 7. So why would you pay big money for him anyway? Hugo Savala, bro, solid. This guy's sicky, man. I like this kid, man. He looks like a big half as well, but he's got a big boot. I remember Broncos lost to them earlier in the year, and solid. He kicked the ball.
He's a big body.
He's like had a Mitchell Moses type of boot, bro. Big distance. But they got a bit of depth. I don't know how much depth, but there's a couple of kids like Savala running around there, and I don't know, man. If it was up to me, you've already got Sam Walker, who's going to be your dominating half.
Your 7,
You don't really need DCE. I think he was a bit of insurance earlier in the year, but now that Walker's been back, bro, they're killing it.
If they did a backflip, would you be angry? Like, would you? It's not fair on the players, man. I know you always back.
If they did a backflip,
these guys, it's a hard.
Wouldn't it be funny? Be funny how the world works, Eyez, because he did the backflip on the fucking Titans.
Titans
back in the days, remember? He was meant to be the Titans' biggest
cutthroat business. We always talk about
ever.
It, so yeah. Never say never. We'll see. Like even the fact that people know that he's going to the Roosters is like, well, how is that even a fact? So, not meant to be these talks, but apparently he's going there, and we'll see. All right, also, let's get into the weekend, the footy, the games. Man, this started out such a mean arm wrestle. Your boys, the Broncos, getting up against the Storm. You guys were up for this game too. Like it was the challenge you guys needed, and man, even from the start, Tony was right in there. Like the last few weeks, he's actually been real good. And it was good to see Cobbo back as well. Like he had a real attitude about him early in the game too. Well, throughout the whole game until he had to come off. But yeah, crazy luck. Like, yeah, I mean, you said it in our chat too. Hats off to the boys for the holding in there. Like, by no means were the Storm. Like they should have put in a lot more. They kind of were a bit mimica, like just doing dumb little stuff. But yeah, I guess I'll let you start, bro. Like just with your Broncos, like what did you like? Like what do you still think he's working on from the boys? Can't change the 6 and 7. We'll get into what you'll do there, but just what you saw from that game.
Bro, I thought there was that first half was probably one of the Broncos' best performances. They gave Storm nothing, bro, and I was overall, bro, I was pretty proud of the whole effort, even though at 22-2, not getting over the line. I just thought that the boys were honest. They backed each other up. Everyone gave their 100%. Stuck to the plan in the first half, and just a couple of moments can really change games, eh? And don't want to bark on about Reece Walsh, but he put himself into a position to create tries, and just couldn't finish it off. He got pulled up for a forward pass, and I thought
a couple of forward passes,
a few tries gone bigging, but that big moment was the the play where Mam had fucking 3 guys outside of him, bro. Could have hit any one of them. Put a kick in behind, whatever. But the one winger tall enough to get the big overhead pass was
the rainbow pass
was Coates, bro.
The rainbow
but
giant.
Then not only that, the chase by Cobbo. And even the halves who went back and like you just see the commitment in them. It was too much for the hammies. To have 2 hammies go, your halves go in the same play.
That's freakish.
Was just at 22-2. I probably thought we were lucky that it didn't blow up because yeah, bro, old fucking Harry Grant started running amok.
Yeah,
all these guys, these Pappenhausen, they're getting easy meters. But yeah, the effort and the heart was there from the boys. And now it's a big deal. They're not expecting Reynolds till finals, 5 weeks if we make it. It's not to say we can't. I still have faith. We're probably looking at for the next 3 or 4 weeks, which Broncos are quite lucky. I think they got the Knights. They got a couple of easy games coming up. Not so easy not having your number 1 spine, but with the spine of Walsh, Hunt at half, and you're probably they reckon is it Billy there this week? Without having a look.
Walters in it.
Presume it's Billy Walters. It's a home derby as well. Billy Walters 6. Yeah, and Pax back at hooker.
Ooh.
So there's still enough talent there to win this game. But a lot relies on the forward pack Eels. If Haas and Carrigan, and it almost made them
Haas and Carrigan
change their style. Yeah, go on.
No, Haas and Carrigan, like they really stood up, like just as the leaders. You know, losing your halves and those guys really putting their hands up, and probably one of Jordan Ricky's better games too. Like he's better, but
he's been coming along really good, man. Ricky,
just injuries, and so just seeing him come back to the form was good.
I was disappointed for Cobbo because I thought the way he came out in this game, after all that bullshit, as everyone's been talking shit about him, I thought it was a big, and to know that you're not going to be there next year. This is his window. Like, okay, this is my chance to win a premiership. I'm going to fucking play my heart out, and we saw that on the weekend, man. I was quite disappointed he got injured because I was impressed by him and Mariner, even though Benner made one error that I brought up, but he was strong. He's bringing it back. He's getting better and better, Benner, and he's a match winner. He can create stuff out of nothing. So Katoni and Walsh at the back there, there's enough points in them. It's like most of these teams, they got the defense and that type of finals footy mentality to win the comp. I still believe with Haas and Carrigan, if they can bring it together and all these other role players play out of their skin, you just never know.
This Billy Walters, Ben Hunt, I guess this is the combination you guys are going to settle on. Like, again, similar to the Warriors, like it's a bit late to try and just start figuring it out. Like, hoping,
I think Hunt's got enough in him to work them around the park. I think there'll be more impetus on Walsh in their attack in terms of creating. Because I don't know, man. I don't think the Hunt taking on the line, and it's been a while since we've seen that. But I think his field nous and his kicking game is enough to direct them around. But it'll be a test. I think Billy, he's safe. I've been really impressed with him at halfback at hooker. I think if he can take the line on, sorry. You never know with Billy if he could just simplify his game and make him just run, go hard. Because he actually started as a 5'8", so that's pretty handy. Bill, and I think they went for the tried and true compared to there was Cody Black available, who's one of the younger ones, but probably this time of the season, there's a lot on for a young half. But yeah, it's like the Warriors, probably a similar predicament. Eagles, not your best starting lineup, but
build that combination
enough to get you to the finals. If the Broncos get to the finals and have Reno back, then it's all back on.
Yeah. Nice. Let's have a look at the other games here. A few honorable mention games throughout there, but let's go to the next game because man, I was heartbroken. But it was an awesome weekend of footy. Like just some of those games. Quickly over the Panthers. Man, I thought there was glimpses there, but then the Panthers just looked like they were in a training run. Like even when they were getting scored against, like the few times the Knights got through, it's almost like they just took a mental note, like, cool, how do we fix that up? And yeah, Cleary was just going through the gears, like, oh yeah, I tried that last time, I'm going to try this one now. So, yeah, this is at this level too, and like what we're saying, with some of the comp and the want you see with some of these games, and then the Panthers do that to a team and make the comp look wide open again. So they're real scary. That's 9 on the trot from the Panthers. Gets a lot harder. So yeah, probably everyone like, oh, this guy's a Panthers lover. It's just respect where it's due. Yeah, a real challenging run home for them at the end of this now. That Raiders game, you watched that one? Rog pointed out Jazz's little fear do a thunderclap after they scored and early celebrations.
Yeah, nah, not really, Woos. I think jump over to your doggies and wires, bro, if you want, mate.
Yeah, let's get into that. I went up to JT's to watch this. So I had to watch a replay because I was watching this. We were playing some pool.
Did you start
after
compare TV halfway through and
after Rinakama crossed? I was like, started running my mouth. Had a few more drinks. Went to play pool, and I saw Nari Tuala go. I remember waking up at Pete's in the morning. Oh, so how did we get here? It was hard. So we went going watching the replay. Man, the Dogs dominate that ruck. Like they just got so much control there, and just so that's the thing. Like it's easy to be one-eyed and go, man, everything's going against the Warriors. We're getting all these 60 games against us, but just the control, like the fight and their tackle is real hard for the Warriors to kind of control. They wriggle out of their tackle, get their momentum. And then when the Warriors are attacking, like Aaron Clark is one of our best, go forward. And even him with his wrestle is struggling just to fight the doggies, and they just have the real good control on the ground. And just long enough too. So I kind of have a sort of watching it, man, these guys are lying all over it. But the rest watching both sides, so I guess it's just the body language too. We're not fighting, so it looks like, well, we're not trying to go for the quick, but it's just the control they have in that. So, yeah, I guess that's Serrano all over that, and it was hard. It was hard to watch because the boys didn't look bad. Like, we lost to my dude. So, yeah, just a bit of direction, but we didn't play bad. I think this is probably the disappointing thing for me. I don't know how others thought, but as a WesWes fan, this is kind of where just sits and needing that class to come out, like kind of look and start feeling like other teams are just better. So I look like the Dogs, like the roster when you look at the beginning of the year, similar to the Warriors. Like, yep, they got some real good stars there and some of their awesome buys, with Critter being there leading the team and that. But some guys like that have just worked hard, like Maxine before the season. I had no idea who he was. Gets named in Origin, and then when you watch him, like, oh, this guy is just solid defender, quick feet, and just everywhere, and a big engine too. And so now it's like, who is this guy? So yeah, you kind of start to look at who these guys are. And man, Critter was awesome. Like Critter was being Critter. So yeah, real hard one to take. Like just being like almost outplayed, especially in the rain. Like that's been the doggies' Achilles this season. Really struggling in the wet weather. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier in my All Eyes, Kires, that offload was in the wet. He's been offloading heaps. And the guy's rushed and got him, and he's falling, offloads to Burden, and then Burden peels off that amazing bloody 2020 bloody reset. That was just a huge kick from Burden. So, yeah, it's hard to hate when it's just seemed like a real tough game. We lost. Like, yeah, that's kind of where I saw it. I don't know, like your takes.
Bro, I think it was a bad loss in terms of how the doggies did it, bro. Just maybe because you look at the names of the forwards. Surely there's enough there, man. In the Warriors pack, a starting front row of Ford and Fisher Harris. I just think in the second row, maybe Neil Corday and Capewell, like that tall, big body. In the wet, probably a bit hard. But you look at Max King, Hayward, Hughes. Apart from Kiko and a little bit of Preston, Salmon's quite small. This is a quick pack, eh? This is real fast. Not what they lack in size, they make up for speed and low to the ground kind of people.
Getting around.
Which I thought Aaron Clark was disappointing too, man, because he's one of those guys who was really these smaller, mobile type forwards. I just think maybe the Warriors can kind of look a bit robotic, same kind of players. They definitely missed Wayne Egan. But Lustig's pretty good, bro. But yeah, you just look at these stats, bro. Like no one from the Warriors pack made it over 100 meters. Perhaps it was better starting, Halasima. Even Vaimaonga giving him bigger minutes. It's Tennis Towers didn't really get too many bit of a chance, but really just kind of concerning with the way, because it's all dependent on this pack. So if we can get these the Warriors pack dominating and get big forwards running to the edges, that's where they can be successful. I don't know. The doggies just showed them this is what it takes to be finals level kind, and they just didn't meet the mark on the weekend. But not to say they can't, bro. But at the moment, we're not seeing the best of the Warriors at the moment, bro. It's definitely the Parakai slip and slide, as I like to tell Bobby.
Yeah. Just lastly on that robotic part that you mentioned, like I haven't seen that throughout the whole Warriors season, like their offload game. Like there's one thing, especially in the wet, that just the change of angles, just dropping players back in, like these, just pass and run it, one off. And so that's one thing that the guys aren't bringing, like just their offload game. It's one thing that Kiraz and some of the Bulldogs were killing us, in the middle of that ruck where we're kind of moving off, thinking the tackle's complete and getting killed with an offload. So I don't know if it's something you can bring back, like you said, like the kind of robotic guys we got there. Yeah, we lost the finesse. Like we don't have a Dylan Walker who naturally has that. Like you look at the forward pack that we have there from the weekend, and no offense, but you look, it's like Jackson Ford, Brady Luster, Bush, Capewell, Aaron Clark, and Niakore. Like, even Niakore, like, yeah, he's probably one of the brothers, but he looks like the guy who's gonna be the robot when he's out on the dance floor. He doesn't look like a finesse. That's the thing. You don't have the guys who have that natural Olatiti, bringing that into the game.
Well, you
And so,
mentioned
yeah,
it,
you
bro.
can obviously
Offloads
see
on
that
that
it's
game.
gone. Yeah.
The only two players got offloads. Chanel Harris Tavita 2, Aaron Clark 1. So we've got to get these guys on the edges. Leka,
Well, it's kind of getting that
Waimonga.
old
We've got to
school
get
mix
these
back
guys
in because yeah,
pushing the
it's
ball on
very
here.
safe,
It was
but
early
then
ball, see what they
yeah,
can do with it.
yeah. So like you said, it's a very structured and safe game, but then it's like, well, if the points aren't coming, if things aren't happening, then you need to bring and I guess that's where it's you look at the roster and it's not a natural. Doesn't come natural to these guys. That's where it's like, oh yeah, that's where you want the liquor, like Mongas and Tennis Styles. It's not like being a racist guy, but kind of looking at, well, these guys look like they'll have that just naturally. It's not years of being trained to do something. It's just like these guys get the ball, see a gap, and do something. So yeah, that's probably some of the getting that balance of the structure, getting into the systems, getting downfield. Yep, tackle, kick, tackle, but at the same time bringing that as well. Otherwise, yeah, especially now we've lost, that combination. Luke Metcalf. We need to find points. So bringing some of that probably again. It's late in the season to start coming with new. Like you're saying, it looks very different the way the Warriors got to top 4 and the Warriors style of play that you see now, without Luke Metcalf. So I guess that's that different speed. Like you can't train that. And that's where I guess gives that coverage in the middle of the field where Luke Metcalf's able to make up with that with the speed. And so players naturally can push out because he's fast enough. That's enough of that. Let's move on. Let's move ahead and look forward to better days. It's still a long season. Like, I guess that's the thing. I've seen some funny as memes. Because, like, you think, I guess people are looking at the numbers, looking at the slide. Man, the Warriors are still running fifth. But there's a few people getting worried. I don't know. Stace has still got his tickets booked. But yeah, I saw a funny ass meme about people jumping off the wagon now. Like, oh, yeah, we've done that. We'll move on now. But we'll see. The Ice Kalava draft, we have moved into semi-finals mode. Top 6 has been decided over the last round. And the top 6 coming in at 6th place, Ultimate Manly, Roger Falongo, Samoan Mandingo making the cut in there from Kalava. Reigning champs back in the top 6. So these nuts gets in there. Nacho comes in at 3rd. God Squad taking out 2nd place, and topping out the ladder is this year or next is ours. So Stacey and Mike, they get a rest this weekend. So bottom of the top 6 play it off to move over into the final. So we have Nacho, Danny Phipps taking on Ultimate Manly. So that should be a good one. Danny Phipps had a bit of a hiccup. I don't know if that was a planned hiccup. It allowed some teams to Mandingo to get into this final. So it's a replay of that game last week. So no, it's not. So he's up against Ultimate Manly. So 3rd taking on 6th, and these nuts taking on Samoan Mandingo. Very close scores, very similar scores from those two teams. So semi-final should be a bit of a matchup. Remember, boys, play your fees, especially those that didn't make the top 6. Before you guys solo, make sure you guys pay your fees to the admin. The commissioner's looking for you guys, man. I think I don't know how you split Danny Phipps $50 amongst the winners if we get there, if no one else puts in. So we'll see who pays up there. All right, let's get into preview for this week. Man, a lot of real good, tough footy coming up. And kicking off on the Thursday night, the Panthers and the Storm. Real testers, I guess this is the test for the Panthers. Like, good for them to have this run, to start preparing themselves. But yeah, it really comes down to this. How you seeing this one going?
Yeah, bro. Both teams coming on from a win, I think, with the loss of Cleary. Even though they got the dub last week, I might have to tip it in Panthers' favour, especially with that 9 in a row. Excuse me. If that's what they've done, is it 9 in a row, bro?
Yeah, 9 in a row.
Just hitting their strap sales. So Panthers for me, a close one.
Yeah, this is a real good one. I think with what we saw last week. I see Paps is out. They've gone with Tyron Richard. So yeah, Harry Grant's been real good. So this should be a good matchup. Important for Storm too, to kind of, like, they'll be disappointed the way they went about last week. They had a real good opportunity to kind of, really just send a message, and I think they kind of tripped over themselves, trying to be a bit meaner too, some of the little stuff. Yeah, so I think they'd want to try and clean up some of that. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Storm.
Come on, mate, pick one.
Yeah, mate.
Storm.
We'll go with Storm for this. I think this should be a good game. All right, going straight into it, man. This is such a good matchup, especially seeing what the Dragons have been doing over the last few weeks. We already mentioned them. Taking on the Warriors at home, so pretty cool this year. These, the Indigenous round, they're running it twice, so we get this at home for the boys as Indigenous round. So that should be cool. A home ground over here at Go Media Stadium as well. So yeah, hopefully they put on something real cool, just to represent and honor the Indigenous round from our perspective. Like, important. So real cool that they did 2 rounds. I think they did 2 to allow every team to have a chance to host. So that was cool. Conscious of that, the fact that they knew that, they don't want to just kind of token it and just do it whenever they do it, but actually go back. We'll do 2 weeks, let everyone have a chance to host and, kind of do their way of honoring this. So, man, Go Media Stadium hasn't been the best for the Warriors too. But they're coming into this one with that same back 5, Chanel Harris, Tavita, and Tanner Boyd in there as well. Looks like old mate Capewell's out. Tamari Martin, obviously, with that head clash. Huge out for Dragons. Moses Sully, he's been dangerous for them, kind of connecting a lot of that work in the middle and the centers. Hayden Buchanan stepping in for them, so we'll see how that little change. Other than that, like I said, this combination that's been building for over 10 weeks now. King Tongia, Kyle Flanagan, a lot of questions over them earlier in the season, but man, his dad, Shane Flanagan, he knows what it takes to win a premiership, and he's done it. So, yeah, these guys, people thought they were out of it. Seeing if they are technically available. What's their wins? They are on 8. I don't think the maths is quite going to work for the Dragons. 4 weeks to go. They sit on 8 wins. That'll end them out with 12 wins to finish the season. So not even a chance to win the 8. Doesn't matter. Like, the way that they're playing, I don't think I think the Dragons have a real good mindset right now. Like, when you aren't going to make the 8, like, it's interesting. Like, you've seen the Warriors kind of do this, where they go on a real late run, and it's frustrating as a fan too. Like, I guess for the Dragons,
you sound scared, bro. Like, you're making excuses
saying,
already.
Like, when teams do this, when they kind of do these runs. So as a fan of the Dragons, it must be frustrating when you can see your team come together at the back end and not have a chance to
Warriors
do it.
Should happen. But you're trying to talk up the Dragons like you're Freddy Cat or what? What's going on here?
Oh, man, you just seen what the Dragons have been doing over the last few weeks.
Hey, you worried?
When the Dragons, I'm just saying, like, when a team starts to click and you get these combinations going, I think it's been
Anyway,
good though. Like I don't
come
know.
on, mate.
The Sharks are
It
kind of
should be
falling off the
it should be
rails.
13 plus Warriors, but you're scared. You're
Oh, at
afraid of these
home,
Whalenga Mea teams. Just say it.
I think the Warriors. It'll be good to see some combinations. I'd like to say 13 plus, but I'm going to go 12 and unders. Warriors at home.
Oh, really? Okay. I think this is where Whalenga teams stand up.
Okay.
And we're going to see the upset of the round here.
They've had their little
The
blip. They've
upset
had their
of the
blip.
round. Dragons, they're due.
No way.
And like Warriors, their confidence is a bit down. Hey, Ele Kukusa, something's changed up in there. The boys seem a bit tired, maybe. So, yeah. Hopefully not, because it's Indigenous round and, for the Māoris, Tangata Whenua. I hope the boys do it.
Gonna bring it for
But
Aotearoa.
Dragons, they're due for a good win. They've been playing good, not getting the results. So, dangerous team, Dragons for me.
They've had
1
their
to
wins.
6.
Wumma Dragons. Oh, this guy. All right, this should be a good one. The Roosters and the Bulldogs. What the Roosters pulled off last week. They're only out here. Siwa Wong. So yeah, this should be a real good matchup. Doggies coming off of that impressive win as well. So, Allianz Stadium, 9th versus 3rd. How you seeing this, bro?
This could be game of the round. I think the Doggies and the Roosters. Looking at this Roosters team on paper, was damn, what a matchup. No Fahu White, Lindsay Collins, starting props with Connor Watson, New South Wales rep, Crichton Butcher. And Butcher's pretty reliable way, but Crichton's, he's top notch, bro, top shelf, one of the best second rows gone around. And then Victor Radley at the back, who's on D. He can be another Uru Kaea on D, but his ability to play, to ball play at that number 13 jersey, I think they got the confidence and that's I don't know, that real smugness to not back down from them, bro. Even though defensively the Doggies will be best in the comp, but I just think that especially with last week's performance, Roosters, bro, got some swag in there, bro. Especially on offense, they look hot, man. Nawanga Nitawase is top shelf, probably one of the most exciting. And this is the guy you give the ball to when nothing's on, bro. 1-on-1, he will score on anyone, bro. I'm willing to say that. Either with speed or his step, the freakishness. He's got that real ficky in him, eh? But yeah, bro, not in a close one, but Roosters for me.
Ooh, Roosters. Nice call, bro. Like, I like it, but I'm gonna go Doggies only just because of the bench. You're right. It should be a real exciting game. With what some of these guys can bring. I just look at the depth of that Roosters, and I think maybe just because the names, like a lot of them are unknowns, where the Doggies bench looks a bit more solid in season. Again, Reid Marnie off the bench, so that's interesting again. But Bailey Hayward, he's been massive. Just the combination he's working there with Sam Hughes in the middle too. But yeah, like off the interchange again, Spencer Lemieux's probably the one that stands out to really bring something. But then it's just Spencer, so I guess these other interchange boys really need to step up when they come in. But yeah, I'm going close again, but going Doggies on this. Sharks Titans, probably not a game that, like, I guess the Titans are mathematically out of the opportunities. The Sharks are there or thereabouts, but disappointing what they put on last week. But the Titans have still been standing up. That was a hard game. Latrell was real good in the Rabbits game. Yeah, you've seen the Titans coming back up. They're kind of just fighting for pride and fighting for theirs.
I'd like to say that they're my Whalenga Mea team, but I've already used that with the Dragons upset against the Wā. So I'm going to say the Sharks in this one, especially home game. They're going to be title contenders and take it seriously comes finals time. These are the games they have to win, man. So Sharks for me, bro, 13 plus.
Nice. Yeah, probably not as big. Yeah, probably closer than we'd expect. So I'll go Sharks as well. Yeah, I think it might be getting a bit harder for the Titans to stay in these important game for both of these teams, the Broncos and the Finns. Yeah, the Finns a real surprising loss in the way they lost last week, I guess, on the back of everything that happened. So maybe they'll bounce back. Broncos, yeah, I guess a rebuild almost at the back end of their season to figure out how they get these combinations right to finish out the season. Push for a fourth or maybe make sure they stay in the eight. Both teams. Hammer's been quiet for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, bro. It's going to be a close game. I think I'll probably say I give the forwards edge to the Bronx, and maybe give the backs edge just to the Dolphins, just because of their halves pairing, Katoa and Nagarima on fire. So that they will test the Broncos out wide. If these guys can get good ball to, Hammer, Isako, Everillo, these guys are really good on their feet, man. Real big steppers, speed. Isako is a mean finisher. With the Broncos, they have to kind of almost simplify their game, man, and start trying to run off, pop balls off Haas, who breaks the line. So I don't think Walters or Hunt will be threatening the line too much. They'll be looking to get to their athletes on the edges. So Walsh would have to do a lot of that. So a battle in styles also.
Yeah.
Yeah. A hard one. I'm going to go with my heart here, bro. Broncos 13 plus.
Yeah, this should be a real good matchup. Like both, I guess, just to get their, these kind of last few weeks back on track. Yeah, I don't think anyone thought that was going to happen to the Dolphins. So they've got and I think this is good, like for both teams again at Suncorp. So that's a home game for both these teams. It's always that hard as well. So it doesn't matter really what happens in the roster, because these teams are going to be up for it, especially at Suncorp. So this should be a real good matchup. Kind of everything that's happened with the teams aside, like what always happens with just the tribalism of these teams and the supporters, really want to see. So I think that both teams are going to get up for this. And I think the Dolphins are going to have to want more. I think just what happened last week, they really want to bounce back, especially, kind of seeing a real good opportunity for them with the Broncos with their backs against the wall. So I think the Dolphins will really need this one for their own confidence going into the finals. Yeah, especially when a team like the Broncos, this is prime pickings for them. So I'm going to go the Finns in a close one, just because of their want. Just it means more to them. Rabbits and Eels. Surprising where these teams are, especially with the way the Rabbits won last week, but also the Eels form. How you seeing this one also?
Sorry, both teams coming up after a win, after a pretty arduous season. Eels, both teams out of the running, but I like the way Eels have been looking lately, man. Especially with since Mitchell Mosse has been back. So I'm going for the Eels also. In a close one, 1-6.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the Eels again. They're looking real good at the back end. Yeah, you can't get past the Eels. I'll back you on that one. Tigers and Manly. Yeah, the Tigers are doing well. They're not even in the wooden screen conversation. So for them, it's real.
Probably a couple of leg teams, Eels. I'm going to go Tigers in this one.
Manly's a real sad one. All right, and I didn't even. Everyone's prepared TV at this time by Sunday afternoon. The Cowboys and the Knights.
Yeah, also shout out to Tom Kele, the Nef, back on the bench after a few weeks off from injury. So he's back on, and I like the look of McLean and Tom Malolo back. He looked on last week.
Man.
Another local team in terms of the premiership, bro. But I'm gonna go with home ground advantage Cowboys 1-6 over the Knights.
Nice, Wolves. I'm backing you on that one as well. Yep, just with the in and man, Tomalolo looked real good last week as well. So yeah, we'll put him in there. All right, also, what you got for your little multi there, mate? Let's close it out. Let's wrap it up with a little multi.
Yeah, bro. Well, I'm going to take Roosters $2.25 head to head for a win, and I chuck in a couple of anytimes, Teddy and Daniel Tupou.
Combination. All right, I'll go with the Eels game. I'll go the Eels 13+, and there's
13+.
Josh Adokar in for a double. The one weekend we finally didn't go Souths for a win and AJ for a double. He finally gets his win and a double last week, so we missed that.
Surely I think he needs 4 tries to take the record.
Yeah, I think it's 4 now. Yeah, so he's nearly there. So yeah, congratulations.
You got to add him to it, bro. I think he might get one at least. Adokar double and Johnson anytime.
Wow, that's a nice combo.
Because I think how many games left? I think it's going to be a fairy tale for him. Yeah, for him. I think that he can do it. 9 tries in
get it this year?
4 or 5 games.
Oh,
possible. You got Humphreys back, Latrell.
Every game, just give him the ball. Even if you're probably run through the middle, look for him, just run to the side and give him the ball. You reckon people will hate on that if he gets these last 4 from just some of those? Yeah, you could score, but we'll wait for AJ to catch up and give him the ball. Yeah, I think these people have a cry over Curvine's legacy.
He scored heaps like that, where he's just caught the ball and fallen over the line. Cody Walker's put it on a platter for him, so
yeah.
I wouldn't be pissed off.
Same. Nice, also, nice potty. Shuttles jumping on. Any last words?
Yeah, nah, bro. Nah, all good, man. Just before I forget, shout out to my fams. On my Pua Lolosio side, all my nieces, nephews, and siblings who are in our 12-week weight loss challenge, week 3. Keep it going, team. Keep it going.
Nice.
I admittedly from week 1 to week 2, I went up. So sorry, I'll pay the fine. But Neil, keep going, Maus. Neil and Ave back at NZ. I know it's cold over there, but get it done, bro. But yeah, just a love to all my fans, not only here in Oz, but back home in NZ and Samoa. Love it. Thanks, Uzo.
Shuttles, nice. Getting into the 12-week challenge. Good time of the year to be doing it too, man. Getting those summer bodies ready. Just quick little shout out from me. Over to the late returns. You're in there as well, bro. But it's awesome seeing and listening to some of those reviews. Karate Kid's out now. And also your guys' take on Chief of War. So just a shout out to the brothers. Go check them out on the Late Returns film review, all part of the WesWes Network. Some real crack up content coming up from the guys over there. So just a little break from the norm from League if you want a refresher. The boys got to empty out the clip podcast as well, just breaking out current affairs, stuff that's happening out and about in our Pasifika villages. So go check out and go have a listen to some of the other stuff while we keep wrapping up the league for you every week. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to 135 Footy Show. Go check us out on all social platforms and the website WesWesNet.com. Okay, cheers.
Bye.
Nice.